Oh, final chapters are just so hard. Even though I've typed the end now. I feel like I'm putting together a very rough puzzle. One option is, oh gosh. Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another day of me trying to finish my NaNoWriMo novel. But I think I'm almost done. I have officially started working on the final chapter of the story. Chapter 28. The problem I had is I got 343 words into this chapter before I realized that I had missed a scene. In the chapter before, I was trying to fit it into the final chapter and then I realized that it wasn't gonna go there. It was not gonna fit. So now I'm having to go back to chapter 27 and include that back in. I'm so close though that I can't be upset about this, but part of me still is. I'm gonna finish up adding this part to the scene real quick and then I will be right back because I want to discuss this final chapter because I'm struggling a little with it. Obviously, if that wasn't already obvious. Oh, final chapters are just so hard. So the thing is, I've jumped forward several months and I now have her writing the very final chapter, acknowledging that she's writing the final chapter of her book. The problem is I'm not sure the best way to include the kind of wrap-up-y, epilogue-y feel for the other characters. Because one option is, oh gosh, maybe I just need to write the scene all the way through and then I can decide if I'm doing it right. I feel like the answer is always, for me at least, to just write my way through it and figure it out after, but like, I hate having to do that. Why can't I just know inherently as I'm looking at my outline or whatever that this is the way it should be done? Why? But right now, I am sitting at 572 words. And now I'm a little bit worried that I missed another scene or two somewhere, like, because I'm only at 63,519 words for the entire story and I was so sure, you know, I was so sure it would hit 75,000 and then I was like, okay, 70,000 and now I'm on the last chapter and it's almost done. Like, it's not supposed to be that long of a last chapter. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is the last chapter and the end of my book. I'm gonna talk about this some other time, but I end up rereading my novel so many times to figure out where I'm supposed to go next. Ugh. This last line is so difficult to figure out. I feel like I'm putting together a very rough puzzle where I'm like, I know all of the pieces that need to be included in this final chapter and it's just the order in which they need to be placed in so that they all fit and also show the bigger picture, and then like I need to put the laminate on it or something and that's the final sentence. But I think I'm done. I don't sound as happy as I would have liked. I think the reason for that though is because while I'm done, like I could type the end. Ooh, I should do that. That'll make me happier. Okay, hold on. Ta-da! I think one of the reasons I'm not quite as excited is because even though I've typed the end now, which is exciting, even though I've typed the end now, I know I'm not actually done because I have a series of things I still need to do. Like I need to fill in the character names that I've just skipped over, the place names that I skipped over, all the names need to be filled in. Although thankfully I learned my lesson this NaNoWriMo and I'll have a day dedicated to do that, probably tomorrow. But then I also need to reread the story in its entirety and make sure that no scenes were skipped, which I have a hunch something was, like a really big hunch that something was skipped and I just don't know what it is because I'm only at 63,800 words. 63,800! And the problem with rewrites is that I know the story so well, I could totally see myself accidentally getting caught up thinking I'd written something when I'd written it before and then not including it in this one, so whole reread needs to be done. And then I probably want to make notes of stuff during that reread and then I need to print out the novel. So I'm not really done. I typed the end, but I'm not done. That's why, because the end, it feels so final, and yet I know that this thing, this little baby, still has so much work before I feel like I've actually hit the end of this draft. You know, I feel like I can't say that quite yet. So all that being said though, I am gonna call it a day, at least for the story creative aspect of things, and I'm going to pull a name so I can give a shout out. Alexa Dunn. I'm sure most of you guys have heard about Alexa. She has over 13,000 subscribers within the authortube and booktube communities. She does a lot of like writing advice tips type of videos, but also does like day in the life stuff, which I find personally fascinating because she's a traditionally published author, and that is an avenue that I would like to go into. I want to be a hybrid author, so I want to do both traditionally and indie published, but it's really nice having a voice on authortube that is and continues to be traditionally published, because they're definitely not as represented as the indie publishing route. She also has a series about like making authortube videos, like a how-to authortube basically, and even as someone who's been making videos for a while, I find hers very helpful. She has very practical tips and like covers them in little bite-sized amounts. So if you've been curious about making videos, I totally recommend that. I think she's also really good about responding very in-depth to comments. I've had questions before and she's given me like paragraph long answers about things that I've just been like, oh, thank you so much. And she's also made me aware about aspects of the writing and publishing industry that I hadn't even heard of before. And I feel like I'm not going into any of this stuff blind, you know what I mean? And yet there's still stuff where she just has so much experience, where she's left an agent, she's gotten a new agent, she's been on this path for a while, and she finally published a book in 2018. Like, there's just all this stuff. She has so much wisdom, so absolutely check her out. Links down below and up above. One of these days I'll figure out which side it is, but it's not today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also please do comment down below and let me know if you are similar to me in that when you type the end, it's not really the end. Does that make sense? Like, do you still have work where you go back and you fill stuff in and then you're gonna go and print your novel out? Do y'all print your novel out? Because that's what you're gonna see. That'll be the last video in this daily vlog series. The question really is gonna be how much extra writing I'm gonna have to do if I did miss a scene or 2 or 3 or... Not gonna focus on that right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow with another video. Bye!